Are you ready to dive deep into real talk and evaluate your lifestyle? Join host Vibez every Wednesday on YouTube at the Get to the Real podcast. We're here to break down the hottest lifestyle topics from personal growth to self-help with all the raw, unfiltered honesty you need. No fluff, just real conversations that inspire and empower. Make sure you're subscribed to our YouTube channel for all the latest episodes and join our community on Facebook at Get to the Real podcast to keep the conversation going. Don't miss out. Let's get real together. What's up, everyone? Welcome to today's episode of the Get to the Real podcast, the show that unshackles your mind and unlocks new truths. I'm your host, Vibez, and your co-host,
hello,
Ashley. Our special guest today is Mom Pops. And in our last episode, we explored the topic, is hip hop dead? In correspondence with the newly released Tubi series, Killing Hip Hop. Our special guest was Dave, and he gave us some insights on what is causing the downfall of hip hop. In today's episode, you'll hear from our guest, my dad, about questions pertaining to life after prison. He's been out, I think, 3 years now?
Since 2022.
2 years?
Yep.
Ooh. Congratulations, sir.
Thank you.
That's quite some time, though, for real. So I got a couple questions for you. I'm going to look them up. Because, I want to make sure I ask you a good question. But one of the ones, no, for real, because one of the ones that I didn't think about was, it was talking about, challenges. And it said, to ask you about the most difficult issues that you faced returning to the community and what problems that you are experiencing right now.
Returning to the community, that's always a blessing, you know what I'm saying? Like, being in there, you're away from your family, so as soon as you step out into the community, that's like a touch of freedom. As far as some of the things that I'm dealing with now, being home, medical issues is the number one main issue, besides being, I guess, not able to afford my own place.
Because you got help, though, right?
I get help from my kids, family members, so.
But it's definitely not like the same help that, because you're limited, because you have a disability, can't do all the things that you did prior to actually going to prison.
Before I went to prison, I coached Little League football. I did everything. I mean, I was never still, so to speak. Never sitting still. Always on the move. Now I ain't got no choice. Because of the medical, I guess the medical treatment I received in there, I'm left stuck with issues of health that can't be reversed. And nothing I can do about it but continue to move on forward and not let it stop me. Yeah. It is hard.
So you definitely feel like there's a lack of medical care in the correctional facilities.
They have dog programs in there. The dogs get better food, better medical than a human being. Make it make sense to me.
That's crazy. Wow.
You get caught yelling at a dog, you get put in a hole.
But you did work, though, while you were there, right?
Yeah, I worked I got incarcerated in 2013. I made it to my parent institution in March of 2019. We were supposed to wait 2 weeks before we got out of the orientation building to start work. I started work 3 days after I got there. I got called into the case manager's office saying, let's go over your case plan. And then basically got cussed out, like, why am I in this office with you? You just told me to come in here. He's like, well, you don't have a case plan. The courts or the judges are not requiring you to do anything. So you want me to sit in here and just twiddle my thumbs and do nothing? That's not me. So I went and found a job on maintenance, part of the paint crew. And when I was at the CRC for the 3 months I was at CRC, I was the lead laundry porter. So I'm gonna make use of my time. I'm not gonna let time use me.
And I mean, you worked plenty of jobs, but at one point you were injured on a job, which was the start of the disability, basically.
I was working OPI, which is Ohio Penal Industries, where if you don't get in trouble, you get community clearance to allow you to leave prison 5 to 6 days a week to go work outside in the community. I worked at the OPI Vehicle Service Center. I was the lead auto detailer, and they state employee ordered me to go detail a car in a hazardous area, knowing that the concrete was cracked and crumbling, and my health and safety was in no regard. If I denied it, I'd have been handcuffed and instantly put in a hole, lost my job, and would have been in a hole for 6 months for disobeying a direct order. So all of us on camera, it doesn't matter. They didn't do anything. Judge denied my lawsuit, saying the state wasn't responsible for my injuries. How not? When I became a ward of the state, y'all responsible for my health, safety, and well-being. You're responsible for me to have 3 hots and a cot.
So then the other question I wanted to ask you about was, what kind of help did you need but didn't receive, and what services like that you recently found that were like helpful?
As far as being in or out?
Both in and out. Because some people probably don't know how to do the in, but if they can definitely get the out, would be great.
Inside, after I broke my foot, they rushed me from my job back to the institution, to the infirmary. All they did was looked at my foot, wrapped it up with a strap, gave me crutches, and sent me on my way. For 18 months, I complained about my foot hurting, burning, tingling, numbness, big toe bleeding from my foot swelling so big. I had to order another pair of shoes, a 14E, where it was too big, but I can put my shoes on because my foot wouldn't swell up as big and be tight. I started falling around the camp, and they didn't do anything. One of the nurses took it upon herself to give me a cane because she got tired of seeing me fall, and they wasn't doing anything. They put me on medical restriction where I couldn't leave my dorm. They brought me my breakfast, my lunch, and my dinner. Couldn't go outside for recreation. They forced me to lose my job because they found out I had a lawsuit against the state of Ohio and ODRC. So they made me lose my job, even though the director of prisons okayed me to come back to work because they was going to give me a job sitting down. Mm-hmm. Well, but I still had my job. They knew about the injury. They knew my foot was worked. They knew I couldn't stand up, walk, or anything. They was willing to accommodate me, but the warden and unit manager chief took it upon themselves not to okay me to leave the prison, so that in turn forced me to make OPI fire me because I couldn't get out the camp to go to work.
And is there any help that you still like? You need like outside.
The community impact is trying to help me find housing. You know, that's the biggest thing. My medical, I've been attending doctors for the past 2 years. Since I've been home, May 12, 2022, I was hospitalized for 9 days because they said my blood sugar was so high it wouldn't record on the hospital machine. That's because I went 10 years of being incarcerated undiagnosed as a diabetic. So they never told me anything about that. The first time and only time they ever drew my blood was when I got sent to CRC, and that's as soon as you leave from your county after your conviction or whatever, and you get sent to the correction receiving center. That's the first time they took my blood, never told me anything. Other than that, I didn't find out everything till I came home. And that was from my youngest daughter and the rest of my kids saying I didn't look like myself.
And then you lost how much weight since being incarcerated?
I came home, I weighed, well, first off, I went in, I weighed 265 pounds. Played basketball 5 days a week, twice a day, walked 2 miles every day, worked out in the weight room 3 days a week, did yoga 3 days a week, did cardio 2 days a week. And after May 7, 2019, I went from 260 pounds to 380 pounds because I couldn't do anything because I broke my foot. And they never did anything about it. So when I came home and was hospitalized for them 9 days, and they told me what was going on, I took that as a threat upon my life. So, and in 8 months, I went 380 pounds to 280 pounds. I lost 100 pounds in 8 months. My blood sugar went from 10 down to 6.4. And my doctor said whatever I was doing to keep doing it because she never seen nobody's blood sugar or weight drop that fast and still look healthy and be healthy. So
Then you've been also doing, I think, water aerobics?
Aquatic therapy for almost a year now.
Yeah. So then I guess my last question would be, what advice that you would give people for either returning or not returning to prison?
People that's still in there that's not returning home, all I can say to them is keep your head up and don't let time do the time because just anything is possible. And as far as the people outside, regardless of what hand you dealt, as long as God wake you up every day, you still got a chance to succeed in whatever you put your mind to.
Woo, Lord, y'all. I'm in here trying not to cry. My dad is strong, okay? I don't know, y'all don't see him while he's sitting down, but he's like 6'3", okay? But in any case, thank you to our guests.
Like
okay?
6'7".
He's like, he's trying to make me shorter, okay? But no, for real, thank you to our guests and my dad. And I know that was a crazy just experience. And I know, I just want people to understand that even though it's difficult to get out of here and reclaim your life, it's still your life to be claimed. You know what I'm saying? Fight for your space to be heard and fight for your life no matter what it takes. If you come out of here unhealthy, go speak to some people who can at least kind of get you back into like a functional state. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for tuning in today's episode of Get to the Real. I hope y'all found some gems to help y'all better understand and connect with others. Don't forget to share this episode with your family and friends who might benefit from our topics. And join our Facebook group on the Get to the Real podcast to continue the conversation and connect with other listeners. Keep spreading love and understanding. Peace.